Well, another day that was not easy on the heart, particularly for those of you down at Ford Field. What was the vibe? I mean, you heard Nate earlier say, hey, no more of the boos. We're trying our best, but you can understand it.
People were booing. People were saying, let's put Sean Hill in after the 2 picks. People were getting upset. People were saying the typical same old Lions, 2007 all over again, but that was the vibe and the fans. And then they got it together, obviously, and played very well in the second half.
I think this is the best I've seen this offensive line play together as a unit. You saw a lot of the plays where they opened holes for Kevin Smith. They protected Matthew. What's your thoughts?
Absolutely. He was pretty much clean. Holes for Kevin Smith. Maurice Morris ran the ball okay when he was in there. They turned it around. You're right. The offensive line never gets enough credit when they do something well. They always get the blame when it's bad. They did a nice job today. You know, there were some obviously problems. It definitely looked like the same old Lions with the turnovers and penalties at costly situations that kept Carolina drives alive. Yep. But they persevered and made big plays.
Let's talk about Thursday, because now you got an undefeated team, and do they stand any chance? In my mind, they got to play the best game of the year. They can't make these mistakes like we're talking about. And you know what? With the crowd behind them, the excitement like it was on Monday night, you may have a shot here.
Do they have a chance? Are you even asking me that question? Of course they have a chance. The place is going to be electric. They play the Packers pretty tight anyway. You know, they beat them last year. They knocked Rodgers out of the game. They absolutely have a chance. Would I expect them to win? No, but they have a great chance. The place is going to be great. In Green Bay, you know, maybe they were looking ahead. Maybe the Lions were looking ahead. Green Bay gave up a lot of points to Tampa today. So if Stafford is on, Green Bay's defense has been giving up a lot of points.
Yep, it's going to be a fun week getting ready for that game and getting ready for a lot of the college football excitement. You got Michigan and Ohio State this Saturday. You got Michigan State already wrapped up their trip to Indianapolis, as you said last week. Give me your thought. Which one you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about Michigan State first. Here's the dilemma they have. Do you play all your great players against all your stars against Northwestern the whole way if it's a close game to risk injury for the Big Ten championship game? I say you have to, because if you lose that game and then you lose the Big Ten championship, then who knows what bowl you're going to get into. Michigan, on the other hand, this is you know, a chance to beat Ohio State. I'm not calling them Ohio yet. I'm sorry. And I am wearing Ohio State colors. Shame on me.
Not really close, but not really.
I know. But I think Michigan's going to win, which is bad news because I'm always wrong.
But let's get into the topic we were discussing right before we started this. Michigan and Michigan State, should the Spartans go to Indianapolis and lose, Michigan beats Ohio State, what are you hearing might happen?
The projections are out there is that, especially if LSU and Alabama or LSU or whoever, if they get 2 SEC teams playing the national championship game, the Sugar Bowl loses their team. There's talk of Michigan going to the Sugar Bowl and playing undefeated Houston, which is underwhelming. But having Michigan in the Sugar Bowl is great for them. And you're sitting there with Michigan State, wait a second. We beat Michigan. Why shouldn't we go to a better bowl game? Well, the fact that they'd have 3 losses might hurt them. To me, it's always a tough decision, but I think Michigan is still nationally a bigger story, and that's why they will go to a better game. But you know what? All Michigan State has to do is win the game.
Win the games, and this is the downside of having a championship game, because it could come back to bite you. Listen, tomorrow's the day where Major League Baseball decides whether or not Justin Verlander will be the MVP of the American League, and do you think he will be?
Yes. I just have this gut feeling. It all depends. I haven't surveyed or I haven't read surveys from the voters whether they believe a pitcher should be in contention or not. That's going to be the key, because, you know, he should be first or second in most people's ballots. But if you don't think a pitcher should be even considered, then he's going to lose points if somebody's going to put him 6th or 7th in their ballot.
Well, I think he should get it. Let's hope he does. Let's cross our fingers. Your Stonehead of the week goes to who?
Stonehead could have given it to Bob Stoops for that ill-advised timeout for Oklahoma, and they lose to Baylor. But I'm going with the NBA players and the owners. Pick your sides. They're both greedy you-know-whats. I can't say it on radio or television for that matter. Oh, my God. You know who I feel sorry for, Tom? Not the owners, not the players, the vendors, ushers, the people who run restaurants around these arenas. These people need their money. You NBA players could get by on your million or whatever. You owner, you can get by on your billion. I don't care if you're losing money. You're both greedy stoneheads.
That is Mike Stone. I think we'll give thanks this week, perhaps, for all that they have, and think about those that need them playing so that they get their paycheck. You can hear him every Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 on 97.1 The Ticket.